Rise and Shine is part of the OTC off off the cuff e-zine, and I'm your host today, along with Peg Jones, and we have a very special guest that we would like to share with you. So let me have Peg come on. Peg, welcome.
Hi, I'm Peg Jones, and I'm part owner of OTC, and I'm also a columnist. I'm an author, and I'm an angelic life coach, and I help people to understand about their angels and how they can help them in their life. And I am also a Reiki Master, and I work in the Akashic Records. And presently, I'm teaching classes one-on-one, but I'm also open to group classes too. Our guest today is Tanya Testi. She's a columnist in our e-zine. She joined us a few months ago. She's from Carteret. I probably pronounced that wrong. Carteret, maybe, County, North Carolina, with her husband, and they have 4 children. And she holds an AS degree in therapeutic massage from Carteret Community College in Morehead City, North Carolina, and she's been a licensed therapist since 2014 after completing her 2-year massage program. And she also holds a BS degree in behavioral sciences. She's been a Reiki Master since May of 2008 and has been involved in intuitive consultations since the early part of that year, 2008. She works part-time managing Christina's in North Point, North Carolina, and that's where she also does her intuitive and massage work with her clients. And her business name is A Touch Above Massage Therapy. Everyone, here is Tanya. Hello, Tanya.
Hi, I'm glad to be here.
Nice to meet you, and I'm glad you could make it today. You've been a columnist with us since April or May? I'm not really sure which. Yeah, about that time. Yeah, April or May, I think. Maybe April. Yeah, or maybe even March. No, I think it was April. And you've been writing. You've had a lot of different things that you've been writing about. I think last month you also dabble in astrology. So last month I think you wrote about astrology. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, and what was kind of the theme of that column? Just so people run to look at it after the show.
There was one article that I'd written on Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
Which we just come out of, and
Thank goodness.
Yeah. With the blessing of being born during the Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
Okay, Tanya, I barely hear you. You need to try to get that volume up.
It's up as far as it'll go.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder if we got it on the right.
Do you have headphones on?
I have earphones on.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You may not even need that. Up on the very top of the screen, if you can, so that we can hear you. There's settings. Click the settings, and then make sure you have your microphone in the default. Use your default microphone, unless you got one that's attached to it differently. Are you using the computer one? The tablet?
Nothing comes up. I see the microphone icon, and it's open.
Yeah.
So
then like 3 over, there's something called settings.
Yeah, there's a little gear. If you click that, it's right next to the red phone handle. It's like looks like a little flower instead of a gear. But if you click that, that's the settings, and you can
Doesn't
move
have that
down
one.
and check that your microphone is even listed there. If you know the name of your microphone.
I don't.
Usually it's like Realtek high definition.
Should be default, right?
Yeah.
Should be on
Yes.
default.
I see nothing like that.
Hmm.
Do-
It doesn't have those icons that you're talking about.
Not
Okay.
up top. Okay.
I- You got to move your mouse there for it to come through. On the very top, it's right smack in the middle of the screen. Move your mouse and it will show up if it's not up there yet.
This is a touch screen. I don't even. I mean, I don't have a mouse.
Oh, oh, oh boy. Okay.
Well, you should still, because I have a touch screen too.
Oh, okay.
Do you,
Hmm. Are you able to hear any better since I unplugged my earphones?
Yeah, a little better.
a little better.
Okay. All right. Well, let's try to do this. If I can't hear you, I'm going to ask you to repeat that, please. So, all right. So tell us, how did you get into what started you in this career?
What started me in
Massage
massage
therapist.
therapy? I'm sorry.
Into the massage therapy.
Well, I didn't grow up planning to do massage therapy. Um, Actually, one of my friends, a good friend of mine, had brought it up about a couple years ago, and she just said that was more, more you, and that's what you should do. And when I first heard it, I kind of thought to myself, that's not what I want to do. I don't think, but
Uh-huh.
I let it kind of play around, in my mind, and I went ahead and checked it out, looked into it at our local college, and from the first day that I started the class, I felt like this is a perfect fit for me.
Oh,
So, it was just the seed was planted, and I kind of went forward with it
uh-huh.
and realized that it did feel like a perfect match.
Mm,
So,
very
Very
nice.
good.
Yeah.
pretty much
So,
a
but
match.
you combined the Reiki with the massage, didn't you? That there's not too many people that do that. They don't usually put it in. Well, maybe they do, but I mean to put it in with massage therapy, which is perfect for that too, because you're doing a healing in a way, isn't that right?
Yes, I was doing Reiki a few years, long before I even did massage therapy.
Oh, oh. So you're a Reiki master.
I'm sorry.
Are you a Reiki master?
Yes, I've been Reiki Master since May 22nd of 2008.
Oh,
Oh. And do you teach too, Reiki or?
Not currently. I have in the past. It's been a
Uh
number
huh.
of years. I've taught
Yeah.
the level 1 and 2 courses, but that's been years ago. So I'm not doing that as far as teaching. I'm still
Yeah.
practicing the Reiki, just not
You're still
teaching.
practicing. You have clientels and stuff like. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Um.
but
And
what what is your favorite part of doing the combination? Is it the healing of when doing the massage? Is it to heal those aches and pains? So a lot of people come to you for that, or do they just come just for the mere treatment and the Reiki? And do you
Um,
yeah, go ahead.
I remember, I remember filling out one of those questions, and I don't remember what it was I said, but um, off the top of my head, I think my favorite part is probably seeing how they their whole body language afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the big difference that it makes, especially if they're in some kind of discomfort or some kind of pain, or they're stressed out, and then afterwards you see, you know, they look a lot lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Their whole expression is just different from it's kind of like a before and after shot.
Mm-hmm.
They walk in, you can see the heaviness, if they're stressed out. Afterwards, you see it looking lighter.
Mm-hmm.
It's always different. Every situation's different.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So that's a little bit of excitement for me.
I kind of can resonate with all that because I did have massage therapy, and I got to tell you, this gentleman, because what I have fibromyalgia, and if you know about it, it's very devastating pain, and just it's all over your body. And I crawled into this occupational therapy place kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the massage therapist, yeah, oh, he was wonderful. He knew exactly what to do. Let me tell you, I mean, I walked out of there if I'm crawling in there, I was just about in tears and I was crumbled down. I felt like a 97-year-old little lady. I couldn't even really walk. I mean, it took
Mm.
me forever to make steps. But I gotta tell you, I blessed this man up and down because he actually got my body to a point to where it sustained me, and usually by touch it was very, very painful for me because
Yeah, yeah.
it's on end. And when he did the massage, I thought, oh my gosh, an angel just worked on me because the relief of it, seriously, I mean, people don't realize that the techniques that are used in there and knowing the body points too.
Yeah,
Isn't that right?
the points for fibromyalgia. Yeah, there's quite a few of those. Myofascial points, is that what they're called? Or tender points, right? Tender points?
Finger points, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because I have it myself too, but I don't seem to have a lot of pain,
Mm.
or I ignore it. I don't know what. But I mean, there have been times when I have, been in a lot of pain. But when they get those points, they're very painful, but it's worth it in the long run because they're getting the knots out, the the concentrated knots in
Mm.
your muscles. But yeah, I would love to have more massage.
I would too. I have a massage chair, and what happens is it just relaxes all my muscles to where I'll fall asleep in it.
Yeah, I
Um,
would never get up.
so anybody that has fibromyalgia, I got to tell you, go for massage because it's the most healing thing
It
that
is.
you possibly can
Yeah.
get. So,
It,
do you use special techniques, Tanya?
A lot. I don't know if I wouldn't call it really special techniques. I use a lot of intuition when I'm doing my massage
Mm.
therapy. I use a combination of what the techniques that I've learned, from college, um, from my therapeutic course that I learned in college, as well as, I use some Reiki, and I use a lot of just intuitive, my own, if I feel like I need to, place hands in a certain spot, you know, that's where I go.
Yeah.
Um, whatever I'm drawn to do, just sometimes I don't always know why I need to do it. I just
yeah.
through with it.
Mm.
It usually turns
Interesting.
out to be accurate. Usually turns out to be right. Especially when I get the feedback later.
Mm-hmm.
When one of my clients may say, the minute you did this, the minute you did that, you know, I felt a release, or I felt, whatever. So I may not know why I have to do it all the time. It's just that, I follow it. I don't second guess myself. And I find that, yeah, I have the best results when I do that, when I don't second guess myself.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to learn to trust yourself and go with it. You don't always have to know exactly why,
Mm-hmm.
but you follow. I've found that if you follow your intuition and just go with it, it usually turns out to be correct.
Yeah. So, do you feel that actually feel like knots in people's muscles and stuff? Do you know what I mean, or the tension in their muscles? Is,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear all that. Can you repeat it?
do, yeah. Do you are your fingers sensitive to the touch of somebody, as if like say on a muscle you can feel it all knotted and stuff, and you try to work at that to get it to be relaxed? Do your fingers pick
Yes,
that up?
I have. Yes, if I'm working on the massage
Mm-hmm.
level, physical touch,
Mm-hmm.
um, I can feel places where there might be knots or tender areas. Um, but a lot of times, if I'm doing a Reiki scanning, I can feel that,
Oh.
without doing the touch. Just feel the energy shift. As anybody who's familiar with Reiki can pick up on those energies
Uh-huh.
from the crown chakra all the way down to the feet and various parts of the body. You'll pick
Uh-huh.
up different energy shifts where the
Oh.
energy changes or it becomes hot or becomes cold, and
Hmm.
those spots that might need to have Reiki energy directed into them.
Uh-huh.
Clients, so Reiki is very helpful because a lot of times if you have a client that comes in and they're too sore to have um, have massage therapy worked on that spot, you can often use Reiki where you don't have to touch that spot and just work on it through energy. I've had clients like that,
Oh. Hmm.
and they've they've had some really good results with that.
Ah, very nice.
Or of
Hmm.
course working on feet, if they've got an issue in their back and they can't, it's too sore to touch, you can work on their feet. The feet are a hologram of the whole body as well. So that also is another way to get around that.
Do you find that
Becomes
people
very
don't have to
painless.
really have anything wrong with them, but just to go for a do like a steam down kind of thing, just to keep the body in shape, kind of?
Yeah, I have a number of clients who often come in just to keep for like preventative measures. There's
Yeah.
nothing seriously wrong with them or anything. They just want to be able to keep up their health and well-being, and it's like I think massage therapy is good for anybody and everybody. You don't have to
Yeah.
wait till it's wrong.
Yeah,
Just
my mother had one, her first one, when over 80, in her over 80 years, and she thought it was amazing. And she loved it, but she's gotten to the point where she cannot tolerate it because she's been experiencing a lot of back pain. But her first time was like, oh, that was wonderful.
Yeah. Oh. Well, I tell you, when I got mine done and I was able to walk out of that office, I was like, oh my gosh, this, thank you, thank you. I mean, and I told them, I said, you're an angel, you are an angel. It was horrible, but he made me feel so much better, and I couldn't believe that I was able, from what I was feeling, do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it's like I was so into whatever he was doing that I, it's like it doesn't hurt, it didn't hurt where, if anybody just touched me, I would fly across the room because my nerves were so on end from it. Um, but it's absolutely amazing, and that's a gift to have too. That really is. I don't care if you get trained for certain points or whatever, but if you're able to work with your clients and
Oh
give
yeah.
kind of a relief, oh my goodness. So I'm all for a massage therapist. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I
so
mean, yeah, but I had looked into it years ago, like 7 or 8 years ago, probably, and I realized that you had to have really good upper arm strength and
Mhm.
shoulder strength, and I was older, and I realized that it wasn't what I should have done. So, so I think that's why a lot of guys do it, and I mean, and a lot of younger women too, because, they have really good shoulder and arm strength.
Yeah, well,
Um, you
but with
know,
the Reiki, getting the Reiki to it, I don't think you would need
yeah,
that. You just need the focus of healing that energy and sending that energy out into the parts.
yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Um, I had somebody that was a reflexologist that used Reiki too, and that was a very good combination. Yeah, I like that a lot.
So, Tanya, um, do you suggest to your clients that you'd like to try a little Reiki? Do you let them aware of what you're doing and what you're trying to do with their bodies with the massage and everything? Do you
Again,
give them like kind of like a guide so that they know, or you just don't say anything and you just do it?
well, if you'll hold that thought for a minute, I know you're asking me something and I could not hear everything, so I'm plugging my earphones in just so I can hear it.
Okay. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. What I wanted to know was that do you let your clients know if you that you want to try a little Reiki or just do the massage? And when you're doing the massage, do you tell them what you're trying to do as far as like loosening up a muscle? Do you give them a guide along, some guidance along with that?
Usually, some of my clients, they already know that I do both, so a lot of times they'll just ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't, then I may suggest it and ask if they'd like me to incorporate it. And I've never had anyone say no. They've either already they were either already familiar with it or it was something new and they thought, yeah, why not? You know, it sounds
Mm-hmm.
good. Um, every now and then, um, I'll explain what I'm doing, or you know, if they ask me a question, I'll answer it to the best that I can. But um, most of my clients have some familiarity with it already. I've only had a few that really didn't know what it was or had not heard of it, but I'd say about 90% of my clients already know. They're already familiar with it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I just want to let people know that are watching this. If you look on your screen, it'll show join this conversation, and if you have a question, you can post a question, and we'll be able to see it because this is live, and we are able to interact with our audience. So if you have a question, there's a little sign that says join the conversation. You click that, and you're going to be able to ask some questions here in the chat room where we are. Okay, so that's open to you. Um, what? How you see? How? When did you start getting into the Reiki? When was that? When did you pull towards that interest?
Um, I got into Reiki. Let's see. It was January 28th. I believe it was January 28th of 2007 when I
Mm-hmm.
received my first Reiki attunement.
Mm-hmm.
Then January 22nd of 2008, I received my second attunement. And then that following May 22nd of the same year, 2008, I received my Reiki Master attunement. So I started off reading, I think, a little bit books back then. I guess it was towards the end of 2006. Somehow I came across a few books. I don't remember the names of them at the time, but I was reading a little bit about Reiki and thought this is interesting. I found a woman that lived in that lives in New Bern, which is about maybe 45 minutes away from where I live, and called her up, and that's pretty much how it started. You know, I met her, and she had talked with me about Reiki, and and recommended a book that I read. It was by William Rand, I believe was the author, and I read,
Ah.
studied it, even got bought some kind of Reiki kit that had a uh, Reiki cards, another book, and more information about it. So I really kind of got into it. It really sparked my interest, and that's pretty much how it started. I just came across it somehow, reading about it, and
Yeah.
was
Um,
interested.
we have a good friend, Jeff Lonigan. He was doing a lot of sessions and teachings. Sekim.
Yes, Sekim, Sechim, Sechim. I think
Session.
it's yeah, Sechim, like Sekim. Yeah.
Yes. Well, he got me to level 2, but there are so many that have gone to his class as well. So it's really something very popular, and people are learning more and more about this. And um, I was taught to do like healing banks. Do you do that as well? Do you do healing banks? You send it out, and it's like, it's there for them to use. You give them a certain date and for them to if they need it between then and the end of it, and at the end of it, if they don't need it, it goes out to the universe, kind of thing. The energy.
Well, I'm not familiar with that kind of
Oh,
healing banks. I've never been. The closest I can think of is the distant healing.
yes.
There's
Mm-hmm.
plenty of those.
Yes.
I'm not
It's
familiar with
distant, but it has like a date attached to it.
Yes.
Like for the next
okay.
month, this bank, it's like a Reiki bank they call it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never
That
tried that.
will surround you. And it's and then they tell
They
you
go
that you can call on it at any time for
around.
this bank to surround you. Like if you're feeling pain or upset or something. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And of course, instead of doing it every day, they kind of compact it, and send it to the person that is in need of it, and they don't have to use it all. And if they don't use it, that is when it can go out to the universe to those that need it. But so the energy is never wasted when you apply the Reiki healing, and you send out that energy, which I think I love it. I have to get my master's. I have not had time to, as of
Mm.
late, but I would love to go and finish doing that as well. So I have to get a hold of Jeff. Do you do classes on the Reiki?
I have in the past, the level
Oh,
1 and level 2. I was.
uh-huh.
I'm not doing that right now.
Okay, okay. Well, very interesting. So, tell us a little about is this the first time you got into the columns? By the way, I love your columns. I love the articles that you send in, and
Thank you.
oh, don't know. Let me thank you. I mean, they're really quite interesting, and I'm so glad that you're a part of our team here. Um, but I want you to how can I put this? Uh, what is it you want us to know about what you do?
Well, I feel like I'm put on the spot here.
Just be
And I'm
yourself. Be yourself. You'll
do
do it.
do not have that in front of me, so this is what is it do I want to know? I try to fix people. I
Mhm.
guess in a nutshell, we could say that. I guess, well, besides the obvious that I'm a licensed massage therapist and I'm a Reiki master, and I do intuitive work. Um, I guess what I'd like for people to know is if I'm doing if I'm doing massage therapy with them, I like for them to know that the massage therapy is very therapeutic. It's good for anyone, whether they're in pain or not, whether they have something wrong with their body or not. Um, that massage therapy is very important. It's a big stress reliever. I think it's vital to our health.
Mhm.
If I'm doing intuitive work with them, I want them to know uh, that they have the ability to do this for themselves. Sometimes, I understand people need confirmation or they need to have things verified for them through someone else. And, and that works for people. Sometimes I feel
Yeah.
like I need that myself. But I want people to realize that they can learn to trust their own intuition, that they have it
Mhm.
too. You don't
Mhm.
have to be born with this special gift. You just have to learn how to kind of be able to tell your left brain to take a hike and your right brain to, be able to, you know, be able to trust your intuition and go with it. And that's probably the biggest thing I want people to know when I'm doing intuitive work with them. Is that
What's the time span that you work with when you're doing this? For massage for the Reiki, or does it depend from you realizing that you got that all those muscles and tensions and all that stress gone from the body that you worked on? How long are the sessions?
Well, I usually offer two different sessions, an hour or a 90-minute session.
Okay.
Um, those are the only two time frames I have right now, currently. It may change in the future. I don't know. I haven't had anybody requesting any other time frames lately. Usually, most people are pretty satisfied with you know, no more than a 90-minute.
Uh
They seem
huh.
to be, you know, pretty good. Some people are just satisfied with an hour.
Yeah.
It's all they need or all that they feel they need. So,
Uh, okay. Uh, mm, because the way that we're doing this show here, tell people where they can contact you, and what do you have a specific hour of business that you tend to?
um, well, the place that I work at right now, which
Mm.
is called, the name of the place is Christina's, a wine boutique. It's in Cedar Point, North Carolina.
Oh.
And it's in Carteret County. And if you're, uh, for those that might not be familiar with the area, it's between Swansboro and Cape Carteret. It's a little small section called Cedar Point. And I run the store. I work the store on Thursday, Friday, Saturday evenings,
Mm-hmm.
like 5 to 9, and then Sundays from 1 to 6. So outside of those hours, when I'm here, is whenever I have massage clients or intuitive reading clients.
Mm-hmm. Do you use any special oils or lotions or anything? What would be your advice to someone that can't get there's not a massage therapist around them? Um, do you do the distant Reiki on them as well?
If they want me to use Reiki, I will. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's always an option. It's always available. Um, the type of lotions and massage oils I use are usually the healthier type, organic, no chemicals.
Oh, good.
Um, I try to keep everything on a healthy level.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Oils,
Yep.
everything therapeutic grade.
that's great. Well,
What about candles
um,
and incense? Do you use them as well mm,
To set the mood.
to apply to the atmosphere, the environment? Do you use music as too?
Yeah, I use music. Usually it's some kind of a CD that's like a Reiki CD or maybe
Uh-huh.
some um, Indian music, Indian Native American music. Um,
Oh,
I have a few different options, whatever sounds good to them and what they want to hear.
very nice, very nice.
Usually just real relaxing music, not something that's too fast or upbeat, just something that's
Hmm.
appropriate for therapy.
Well, that sounds lovely. I probably have to come all the way over there to North Carolina to get one done. But yeah, seriously, I think it does the body good when we pay attention to it. If we stop and we listen to where the need is that our body is calling for. So I have a lot of respect for the massage therapists because they are healers, um, and they do some awesome work. As for one that has had and received it, I think it's absolutely the most healing kind of therapy that you can have for your physical body.
oh, definitely. And it's finally getting a very good name for itself.
Yes.
People are really beginning to see the therapeutic value of it, and that's really good.
Hmm.
So, um,
Do you get really crazy people too?
um, on occasion, I will. Ones that have a lot of high energy. They might be very talkative, extremely excited, and just, you can see the energy just kind of bursting out of them. But usually by the end of that session, they're very,
Nice and
very
calm, huh?
yeah,
Oh my
see the dramatic change
God.
sometimes.
Yeah, you go in a mess and you come out very calm.
That
Yeah.
that's the whole thing with the massage thing, is to get you to relax, because
Oh
you're
yeah.
all tense, you're wound up, and it can take a bit, don't you think? Do you find people different in what is needed? Do you know what I mean? Because of, just for the fact that you're picking up clues from them, with
Yeah.
being someone being very hyper and talkative. Um,
Yeah. Well, sometimes I find that when I'm doing massage therapy on somebody, a lot of times, and even if they're not actually talking so much, if they're being quiet, a lot of times I can feel so much energy up in their head, their crown chakra area. Like
oh,
most of their energy is way up there. They don't have to say anything, I can just like pick up on it. And so I'll try to disperse that energy and just,
oh,
even it out in the body a little bit so it's not so stuck up there in the head area. They've
yeah.
usually got a lot of thoughts going on, or, their mind's racing. And so
Mm-hmm.
if we get that energy dispersed and down through their body, then it can usually allow them to relax better and enjoy the massage even better. And sometimes the, there might be a lot of energy down around their lower back area, where it so just seems to be, accumulated right there. I'll try to disperse that as well, you know.
Did you ever have clients fall asleep on you?
Yeah, that happens pretty often. you know, all of a sudden I may be working on their feet, and all of a sudden I hear a snore. Yeah, that does
I wouldn't know what to do.
happen.
I wouldn't know what to do if someone fell asleep. Hey, wake up! I'm still doing this.
Well, between the massage and the Reiki, which puts a lot of people to sleep, I'm sure it happens a lot.
Yeah,
Well, that'd be a good sign, though, because you actually, that's showing that you've accomplished your point, because they got so relaxed, so mellowed out, that they were able to come to going to sleep. But so, do you wake them up, or do you
I
do
don't.
you
Well,
give them a V8?
no, I don't. I don't normally have to wake them up, because usually when I change and go up, if I'm working at their feet and I go on up
Oh.
to work on their arms or head, they usually, wake up on
Mhm.
their own,
Mhm.
for a few seconds or whatever. They might go back to sleep, or they might stay awake after that. They're extremely relaxed.
Uh, this is totally interesting. I can think of the craziest questions, so you'll have to pardon me, but I get.
That's all right.
Uh, so, how long actually have you been? The time span have you been doing this?
Massage therapy part.
Yes.
Well, I did a two. I completed a 2-year program at Carter Community College, and so I graduated May of 2014. I've been
Oh.
yeah, I've been licensed since September 19th of 2014. So
Mhm.
it's been doing massage for a little over 2 years.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow, that's great.
And
Well,
Reiki.
I was thinking you did it a lot longer, because you sound so. You can hear not that. You can
That
hear
might be
the.
the energy you're picking up from. I've been doing that a lot longer.
Oh, oh yeah, huh? Oh my goodness. Uh, Now I forgot what I was going to ask you. Oh my gosh, my dog interrupted me. Um, I just totally lost it. I did. It just went phew. Uh, with
Maybe
the
it'll come back.
oh, I know what I want to ask you. Do you find that uh for the question is, with like people that have illnesses, or ailing people that are in pain, like arthritic people, do and they just have it in the hands. Do you do their hands and focus that energy on that? Do you have a lot of people that come with fibromyalgia, arthritis, all those little physical ailments that are like giant to the person? But do you find you get a lot of them, or it's just like just regular people coming in and just wanting to have the massage because they've been very tense?
I have a few clients that do have arthritic issues,
Mm,
and I don't currently have any clients that have fibromyalgia issues. However, I did have one person who was visiting the area who who did have fibromyalgia, and she
mm.
came in. I did a massage mixed with Reiki on her,
Oh, nice.
and she seemed to really like the results. She was discussing uh, with one of her friends about not being able to move her arm, shoulder, I think
Mm-hmm.
it was her arm, and afterwards being able to move it with no problem. Things like that. She said that she could feel the energy moving all the way through her body, and
Mm-hmm.
a complete release for her. So
Yes.
she's the only fibromyalgia patient that I've actually had, and she was just a tourist visiting the area. But
But there are a lot of people that have this. I didn't real the first time I even heard of it, I didn't realize how widespread it is. But there are a lot of people that have this, and why the fibromyalgia and why it has become so. They used to call it bursitis
Hmm.
uh, years ago. Yeah, they used to call it bursitis, and didn't think very much of it. But people were even suffering with it way back when. But I got to tell you, if anybody out there has that fibromyalgia, go get to a massage therapist because they will work wonders. I got I think it's totally amazing.
Yeah. And you might want to ask for like a myofascial release. I think that's what they call it, where
Oh,
they get into your tender points, I believe.
yeah,
And
getting that fascia
um,
move around.
I couldn't hear that. Yeah, say again,
Oh,
Tanya.
getting your fascia to be more pliable.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The fascia, and you do the myofascial release. Yeah, a lot of people I find really like that technique. They seem to love the myofascial release.
Ah, huh. Interesting.
yeah,
I
it's
don't.
supposed to really help with the pain, right?
Yeah, well,
I
it
mean,
gets down to the
you know,
fascia layer, your body, your bones, all your organs, all covered with fascia. A lot of times when I'm working on people, I have a lot of clients who have a lot of fascia built up within their scapulae. So when I'm
Uh-huh.
getting
hmm
under one of the each of their scapula areas, sometimes it's just tight under there. You can it's a challenge to get underneath there, but when you work with it and you can get under there, you can feel the releases. It makes a big difference.
Oh. Hmm. Well, I got to tell you, I'm all for it. I am. Well, even with the massage, I have this massage chair, like I had said before, and just it relaxes my whole body. It goes all the way up and all the way down, and it shakes you and
yeah,
everything. It does me wonders. And when I have a flare from the fibromyalgia, it's like, oh, I don't even want to go in there because it's going to be going all over the place and everything. But I do, and it is so therapeutic just to do that. But not everybody has their own massage chair, so uh,
right.
I got that because the work that I was receiving in massage, sometimes I couldn't take the travel even because I'm out in the desert and we have lots of dips in the road, and I just couldn't take that pressure. So I had to
Oh,
go to town for a bit, and that's when I started going to the massage therapist. And I got to tell you, I'd crawl in there and then I'd be walking out, which was absolutely amazing. And I loved that man because he did such an awesome job. Uh, and I'm gonna throw his name out there. His name was Rudy Beatty, and he did. I was so humble and amazed at what he was able to do. And I couldn't see anything because you put your face down in that table mask.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yep, you're gone.
yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And if you've never had it done, you got to go out and do it. And they are healers. They really are. The healing aspect of it is absolutely awesome. So now where are we at? Let's see. We got about 8 minutes left, and it's flying by because I think what you have to share with others needs to be known because it is such a healing. Um, uh, and they're not in your area there, but you would you be able to do the distant healing on the phones? Can people call you in that way? And do you do sessions like that?
To be honest, I've never done a session like that. I've never done a
Really?
session on the phone. No, I never have.
Wow.
And by, if it, I know, requesting send a distant healing, I've just done it, you know,
Yeah.
that way. But I've never, no, I mean, I
Well,
guess, it wouldn't be any different from doing it,
well,
otherwise.
you should try it. Look into it because people will love that. They really will. And it's just like I got my level 1 and level 2 attunement right through the computer. Okay, and you can feel it. The Reiki Master can literally get so empowered with that energy to send it out, and you can literally feel it. I mean, and then he did a test too. Peg, did you take Jeff's class on that?
I took his first class. I don't remember a test.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not a
But there
test.
was a had to have been. I don't remember it though. It was only a year ago.
Yeah,
I don't even remember it.
it was an attunement. He did an attunement for the level 1, and then he did another one for the level 2. And
Yeah.
it's amazing the energy that you can pick up and feel as he's doing it. And I mean, all I did was place my fingers on the keyboard and nothing else, unless I was getting a short circuit. I don't know, but I tell you, it's pretty awesome. So there are some that actually do that right over the computer and right over the phones and stuff too. So uh, you test it out, Tanya. Test it out and see how that works. Because there are people that aren't able to get to you, but you may be able to get to them.
Yeah. That's kind of how I started. Well, that's basically all that I've done is distant because I had my 1 and 2 in 2005. And when I worked at websites and stuff, where friends would say, I need healing or someone needs healing, I would always, just distantly send it to them.
Mm.
And at the time and the time after that, there really wasn't a lot of places in my area that like had Reiki shares or something, They seem to have a lot more in the last year or two. So there's a lot more places to get to. But
Well,
yeah,
I did some work on my husband, okay, and as I was doing it, the Reiki, and I was doing it, I started from his toes and worked my way up, but he thought I was touching him, and I wasn't touching him at all, and you could see I mean, it's like boom, his whole energy just dropped to where he was just nice. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, oh,
nice
I
and
love
calm,
this.
quiet.
Yeah. Well, it was actually can be used as a weapon if you want your husband to calm down.
My husband falls asleep every time.
Does he? Ah, geez.
Yep. So, and
But
he's not too sure how he feels about it either. So, but he
oh,
falls asleep when I've done it in the past. So,
well, I was doing it about maybe once a week for my husband, and it really does. You put you get the environment ready. That's what I like too, because the environment between incense and the music, and you get him to relax, and then you go and you do the work, and it's like he says he could feel me touching his head. I never touched him. I never touched him. I just put my hands over it, and it's amazing to know that we have these abilities when we apply them. And being a massage therapist, the touch itself, I think you have to intuitively go along with that, because you're more of an empathic with the sense of feel. Wouldn't that be kind of fitting?
Yeah, massage and Reiki together, they both, the Reiki seems to give an extra boost to your intuition when you're
Yeah.
working on somebody, working on their body, picking up on stuff emotionally, physically. Yeah, I'd say the Reiki definitely goes hand in hand with that, and
Mm.
it's an excellent complement to any massage therapy practice.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Okay, so we got about 2 minutes left. So once again, please let everybody out there know how they can contact you, and if they have any questions regarding massage therapy. Do you do referrals as well, Tanya?
Um, yeah, referrals. Oh yeah.
For
Um,
those not in your area?
I'm sorry.
For those that don't reside in your area? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh.
I was trying to make sure I understood your question correctly.
Okay. I said, for those that aren't in your area, how do you do referrals to other massage therapists?
Yes, if I'm familiar with anyone, wherever they're at, if I'm familiar with somebody, I will definitely um,
Oh,
refer them
okay.
to somebody that I know, or if I know of somebody.
hmm Okay. Well, let everybody know we got 1 minute left. Once again, how to contact you if you have any questions. If you're in her area, how you can set up an appointment. Let her get in touch with Tanya Testi. She's a lovely lady. She seems to know her stuff really pretty good.
I hope
I
so.
would recommend her. So let them know
Uh,
where you're at.
yeah, well, right off the bat, my cell phone number, anybody wanted to call or text, whatever, it's 252-515-2844. My email address would be tanyatesti at a touchabovemassage.therapy.net. That's all one word. Um, and my website is at www.touchabovemassage.therapy.net.
Yes.
I'm also my workplace is at a Christina's, a wine boutique. It's at 915 Cedar Point Boulevard in Cedar Point, North Carolina. So if you're in the area, I'd be happy to meet you and come give me a try.
Mhm. Very nice. Well, thank you. You are a delight. We're going to have to do this again. Uh,
Yes, it's been fun.
yeah, you're quite lovely and very informative. I feel more enlightened knowing that. See, I didn't think of the Reiki going in with the massage therapy, but you have that, and that's just an extra touch, and that's why it's a touch above, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that.
All right, everybody. Hey, tune in next time. I don't know who we have coming up, but it'll be a nice surprise when you do check us out with Rise and Shine with the OTC. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Peg. It's been lovely, ladies, and see you again soon.
Thanks, Sprinkles.
Okay.
Thanks, Peg.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
Bye bye.
thank. Bye bye.